to Bat Pug Gang podcast. I almost forgot the name of this podcast, but that is a-okay. This is still new, and I am sorry for last week that I did not post. I got busy with schoolwork, and the only times that I remembered was at night, and I was too tired to do this. So yeah, but we have a great topic that I'm going to talk about, but before I get into that, I am going to say this. I'm going to upload really, Brittany? I'm going to upload 2 videos this week, one by myself, and then I'm going to ask one of my friends if they are willing to have a conversation about something else, okay? But today's video is going to be about deaf and hard of hearing people, about driving, about deaf, hard of hearing people from the community, if they can drive. Thank you, Naomi, for stopping so hard in the house. Thank you very much. By the way, that is my sister. So yeah. Okay, as I was saying, before I got really stomped abruptly. Thank you for stomping, Naomi. Okay, anyway. Hi, Winter. My dog. Hi, Winter. Hello. Okay, now that I got her out of my room, as I was saying, today we are going to be talking about deaf, hard of hearing people with driving. And thank you very much for driving right by, person. Okay. This article that I will be reading is from NDD.org. The DD stands for Distracted Driving, which is, basically NDistracteddriving.org, basically. And this article is talking about that the deaf and those with hearing loss are allowed to drive and can do safely. They can. Okay, I'm just gonna read the article and then say my input, but this article will obviously be in the description below. So yeah. So here we go. And by the way, this article thing is written by Joel Fieldman. Okay, here we go. On November, okay, let me just start from. Okay, Brittany, get hold of yourself. You can do this, okay? Okay. Over the course of my legal career, I had 2 cases involving deaf drivers. I presented a deaf driver many years ago and was involved in another case where the defendant driver was deaf. So I knew that the deaf, like anyone else, could get driver's license, but apparently there is still a widespread ignorance, and unfortunately, sometimes prejudice. I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry, guys, but sometimes some words I see don't look. The spelling doesn't look like the word that when I say. Okay, I'm sorry. As I was saying, sometimes I think it's prejudice. Whatever. Y'all can correct me if I said it right or wrong when you read the article. So yeah. As I was saying, let me start that sentence over again. But apparently there is some there is still widespread ignorance and, unfortunately, sometimes prejudice when it comes to driving and the deaf. On November 9th, I did a distracted driving presentation at the Delaware School for the Deaf. It was the second presentation I have given at the School for the Deaf. In preparation for the presentation, I've learned the following. There is no proof that the deaf or individuals with hearing loss are involved in more crashes than those who can hear. Who can hear. Studies shown that the deaf after about age 15 have much better peripheral vision than those who can hear, about 20% better. Having more expansion, peripheral vision like deaf certainly seems to be a plus for drivers. Brittany, you can read. Show that you can read, okay? Some wonder if the inability to hear emergency sirens or other motorist honking horns puts deaf drivers at a disadvantage, but apparently that it does not lead to increased crashes or make the deaf less safe than hearing drivers. There are now devices available that can be used in cars that react to the frequency of sirens and which emit visual warnings of approaching emergency vehicles to assist deaf drivers and those with hearing loss. Most of us take for granted the ability to obtain a driver's license and drive for personal reasons or for employment. It would be hard to imagine limiting it would be if we would not drive and drive pretty much any time we wanted and for any purpose. As recently as 1920s, some states did not allow deaf to get driver's license. And today, there are still a number of countries and the world where deaf are not permitted to drive. I found a blog site for police officers. To my astonishment, some of police officers did not know that the deaf were permitted to drive. It was only as a result of successful lawsuit in 2006 that UPS allowed the deaf to drive delivery vans. And it was not until 2013 that the U.S. Department of Transportation changed its rules to allow deaf drivers to obtain commercial driver's license. These changes took much too long, given the lack of evidence that deaf drivers are any less safe than hearing drivers. One of the students that at the presentation told me that when he purchases gas and has to go in the gas station to pay, he is often met with questions about whether he is allowed to drive and whether it is safe for him to drive. I found the students at Delaware School for the Deaf to be among the most engaged, interactive of any students I have spoken with about distracted driving. They were open and honest, freely admitting some of their driving distractions and eager to explore ways to drive safer. They they were a great audience. To their credit, they also seem more likely to that blah, 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 blah. Apparently I don't know how to talk. Okay. Okay, where was I? Okay. Let me start this sentence over. They're open. Okay, I found the students at the dollar for the. Okay, Brittany, you can talk. It's not that hard. For deaf to be among the most engaged and interactive of many students I have spoken with about distracted driving. They were open, honest, freely meeting some of their driving distractions and eager to explore ways to drive safer. They were a great audience To their credit, they also seemed more likely than hearing students to speak up as passengers when they saw drivers driving dangerously. If we are to make our roads safer, need to look at our drivers' behaviors, including distractions, and make changes if necessary, and to speak up when we see those that we care about taking chances while driving. I am optimistic that these students will do so. Okay, that was it. Sorry for the mess up of words and having to repeat few sentences, but if you want to read the article on your own time, maybe after you hear my opinions about this, the link to it will be in the description. Okay, this is my opinions. Opinions or thoughts, whatever you like to call it. To me, they can drive. Just simple. Okay, thank you, Naomi, for having your video up loud. Okay, but oh well. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but oh well. To me, they can drive. And to those of you that think that driving is a right, well, you are incorrect. It is not a right. It's a privilege. Because first of all, it does not say in the Constitution. It is not a law that you have to have your driver's license. You can. It's just I have another. This is from, I believe, I sent myself 4 4 articles on this topic. Okay. Let me see. Okay, for a minute or two, you're gonna hear me, or a minute and a half, you're probably gonna hear me say, okay. Alright. Okay. So I just want to skim through the articles that I sent myself. Thank you, Naomi, for bringing on the wall. Okay. That's not the right article. Is this the article? the articles that I found, I will leave. Well, the 4 that I looked at, and those 4, the 4 that I have does include the one I read to you guys. And next to the article that I read, I'm gonna put the one I read to you guys, so you guys know which one I actually read. Okay. I'm gonna read the article that from the article from Axel Addict Addict, however you say it, .com. They talk about it's titled "Can Deaf People Drive? Some Surprising Facts." Some people commented on it. I'm gonna read some comments from this article, and then after I read like either 1, 2, or 3 comments, and then I'm actually going to tell you guys my thoughts. So yeah. And by the way, if you guys have any thoughts about this, please tell me in the comments below. Okay. Here's one. This is from Malware. This comment is from Malware Bates. I think that's how you say that. This person's name. Okay, this person says, Mary Miller, you probably think those who are physically disabled should not drive. Driving is a visual and anything hearing involved in it is usually a distraction like a phone or a radio, both of which have been the cause of many accidents, with hearing people being stupid. Okay, where was I? Both of which have been the cause of many accidents, with hearing people being the drivers. It is not deaf people or disabled people that should be granted a driver's license. It is you who should have yours revoked for your simple-minded and lack of support for anyone that is not yourself. Leave this beautiful culture alone and go back to deep throating your Jesus cock as you fondle Donald Trump and his tiny. Okay, I'm not gonna finish that last sentence. After you see the pictures of, as you can probably see, is on your screen is pictures of paintings. Obviously the pictures that the person that I took these pictures from their handle will be in the description, as I always do when I always give them credit as they deserve to be credited. I forgot this person's handle, but I will leave their handle in the description. Before you guys see at the end of the video, before it shows like, comment, subscribe, before that, I will, towards the end, basically what I'm saying, towards the end, I will show these comments that I read from this article. Axel addicted at it. I'll have pictures of these comments that I read. Okay. Okay. Let's see another one. This is another comment. This comment is from MA, and it says, I am deaf, I can drive, don't judgment on deaf or hard of hearing. They have a right to equal with hearing drivers as same as humans. Another one from SG, this person says, I have some deaf friends, no implants / hearing aids that can drive and doesn't face dangers. Here's another one from a comment from JD. I am a deaf New York resident, and yes, I drive. According to New York DMV's report in 2013, the total of crash with human factors is 203,457, and out of that number for physical disabilities, 390. Out of the number, how many are deaf / hard of hearing? Mary Miller, let me know it when you're on the road. I do not want to be on the same road as with you. Here's another comment from Arthur Scott. This person says driving is not right. Here's another comment from Alex. This person says driving is a privilege, not a right. You get to drive if you're mentally and physically able to drive. Here's another comment from Mary Miller. This person says deaf people cannot function on the road. They should revisit this due to danger of possible wrecks on the highway. If hearing aids would help and you refuse to wear them, then you don't deserve to be behind the wheel of the car. Okay, before I read two or three more comments, I want to say something to Mary Miller. First of all, deaf people can drive. I have friends that are deaf and hard of hearing. They can drive perfectly fine. My professor now for my ASL 4 class, she can drive perfectly fine. So can her husband. My ASL 1, 2, and 3 professor, he can drive perfectly fine. Both college professors, all three of them, they can drive perfectly fine. So please if they don't want to wear hearing aids or use if they don't want to use hearing aids and they don't want to use cochlear implants, they have the right to not use them. So if they don't want to use them, they don't have to use them. Simple as that. And they can drive. And Mary Miller, whoever you are, the Mary Miller that wrote that comment, before you say that they cannot, you said deaf people cannot function on the road. Well, they can. Tell me, out of all within the United States, tell me how many deaf / hard of hearing people are in car crashes. Tell me the number, please. I would like to know. Tell me the ratio between hearing drivers, and then tell me the ratio between deaf, hard of hearing drivers and hearing drivers. Tell me the difference. Tell me the numbers of car accidents between the two. I would love to know, because I'm pretty sure probably 98% of the, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure like maybe 95%, 95 to 98% of the car accidents are from hearing people. Okay? I'm pretty sure of that. Okay. And for when you said they should revisit the due to danger of possible wrecks on the highway. On highway. It should be on the highway, first of all. You missed the. Okay. First of all, again, show me numbers for deaf heart / hard of hearing car crashes. Please tell me the number for that. Let me see. I'll go more of my opinion on cochlear implants and hearing aids. From Ken G. Your article started off with a huge misconception. Driving is a privilege, not a right. Stop promoting false narratives. Okay. I haven't read this article like word for word, so let me see. Okay, here's another comment from Elizabeth Morse. The comment from this article. Hi, I wear cochlear implant, but without them, I cannot hear at all. If I live in Arizona, would I be able to drive or get a license even if I wear implants? I don't know about Arizona. If anybody is listening to this and they live in Arizona, please tell me if deaf people / hard of hearing people can drive with or without cochlear implants. I'm pretty sure they can. Well, I know for California, I know that they can drive with or without, with or without cochlear implants. I think it just depends on the person, but even though Elizabeth Morse commented on this article 2 years ago, if you're listening to this, I can't say read the closed captions because I don't like listening to my voice and do the closed captions. So if anybody out there that's hearing, or if anybody that's in American Sign Language interpreter, and you want to do the closed captions for me, please DM me on Instagram, on TikTok, or just comment down below, because I really want people, deaf and / hard of hearing people, to have closed captions. So please comment below on this video, and or DM me on Instagram or TikTok. So yeah. Let's see. Let's read four more comments on this article, and then and all 4 of these, the next 4 comments are from 2 years ago, so just to be aware, and you guys can probably see it at the end of this video of when I show the picture. So yeah. This next one, I don't know how to say their name, so yeah. I'm not even gonna try to say this person's name, so yeah. This person said deaf drivers are not licensed in Guyana, yet as you seem to suggest, the law does not prevent it though. The license authority of Guyana is currently working on model list, I think that's how you say the word, to allow deaf drivers on the road. We would like to learn from other countries how teaching and testing are conducted. Okay. I haven't been in Ghana. I haven't learned anything about it yet. I'm still learning. So if anybody from Ghana is listening to this, please tell me if that is accurate. Even though I know that this person commented that 2 years ago, please, if that was accurate, and please tell me if it's still a process of it. So please, if anybody from Ghana is listening to this, please tell me in the comments if that is correct. Okay. This next person is Ruby Holdenerade. I think that's how you say this person's last name. Okay, again, this person wrote this comment 2 years ago. And this person said, I am deaf lady. That I am right to drive over 40 years. I had no accident on highways and road. Deaf people, hearing impaired people, and I can drive. That is true, they can drive. That is accurate. People can drive. And I never heard of nowhere, not news outlets, anywhere, I never heard of single accident say, oh, this driver was deaf, or oh, this person was hard of hearing, or any type of hearing loss. I never heard one news anchor say, oh, this accident was caused by a deaf/hard of hearing person. I never heard no news anchor say that. Not once. But correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Okay? Okay, this next person, this person's username is called Right with a question mark. Okay. Again, this person wrote this comment 2 years ago. And this person said, if they can drive, good for them. And I hate it when people write things like it's a right. It's not a right. If you can hear but don't pass, I shouldn't get it. If I can hear but don't pass, I shouldn't get a license. It's not a right, it's a privilege. Rights are in the Bill of Rights and are listed. That is true. I believe that is accurate. Okay. Last comment I'm going to read. And this person wrote this comment 2 years ago, and this person's username is Doug. Doug wrote, driving is not a right, it is a privilege. Big difference. And the deaf people I know should not be allowed to drive. People say it is illegal to discriminate against a deaf person, and by the court decisions is correct. However, these same people stand up allow deaf and stand up to allow a blind person to drive. I would hazard a guess. No. Okay, first of all, for that comment, first of all, I agree with driving is not a right, it's a privilege. I agree with that. First of all, deaf people can drive. They can see perfectly. They have, and I'm assuming, Doug, you are hearing, I'm assuming. Both deaf people have better peripheral vision than hearing people. So, and I'm pretty sure deaf people are probably better than you, first of all. First of all, they deaf / hard of hearing probably do stand with blind people, but I'm pretty sure they don't say that blind people should drive. There's obvious reasons why blind people don't drive. They can't see. You need to be able to see to drive. And I'm pretty sure blind people, if you're hearing this, please correct me if I'm wrong. But to you, Doug, that wrote this comment 2 years ago on this article, it sounds like you don't know that much about deaf / hard of hearing people in their community. I'm pretty sure you haven't, you know deaf people, and the deaf people I know should not, okay, first of all, Doug, since you know deaf people, ask them if they can drive. If they can, at least go on one car ride with them. If you haven't gone a car ride with them, then FYI, please be quiet. Because I personally have not gone a car ride, but I'm 98% sure that they can drive perfectly fine. Just perfectly fine. Okay? I'm gonna leave these. I'm gonna put all the articles that I've seen, that 3 out of the 4 I have skimmed through, but the one that I read out loud by and distracted driving, I read that one through. The other ones I did not. But please tell me your guys' input on this. My opinion is that deaf / hard of hearing can drive. They can do anything that they set their mind to. They can do anything but hear. Okay, there are different variations of hearing loss. But please, if you don't, I'm still learning. Okay. I'm still learning. From my classes, and in the fall I'm going to be in deaf culture, so I'm gonna be learning more, and I would love to learn more from deaf and hard of hearing people. I have friends that are deaf, and I have some of my friends that are deaf, some are hard of hearing. So please stop telling them that something that they can do, that they cannot do. If they want to be surgeons, let them be surgeons. If they want to be nurses, let them be nurses. If they want to be a police officer, let them be a police officer. It's not that hard. And it's raining. I did not expect it to be raining today, but as I was saying, deaf people can drive. Hard of hearing can drive. They can do anything. They can write people. As you ignorant hearing people, they can write, they can drive, they can walk, they can, if they want to talk, they can. Some deaf and hard of hearing people can talk. Not all deaf and hard of hearing people can, can read lips. Not all of them can. Okay. Some don't. Not all deaf and hard of hearing people use American Sign Language. As for the cochlear implants and the hearing aids, they some prefer not to use cochlear implants and hearing aids. Some
Are you in class?
I'm doing the podcast thingy. As I was saying, hi Winter, my doggy just came in. As I was saying, let me just leave her. For some, okay, before I get more distracted by my dog, she's playing with my being bag in my room. As I was saying, some of the deaf and hard of hearing people, the cochlear implants and the hearing aids does not fit them. Some of course, she was go on my room, jump on the beanbag. As I was saying, for some deaf and hard of hearing people, the cochlear implants and the hearing aids for some of them it does not fit their ear. For some of them it does not work. The cochlear implant is either too big, too small for the ear. It does not work for the ear. So the people that get mad at deaf people that they don't use hearing aids, that they don't use cochlear implants, maybe it's their choice if they want to do cochlear implants, if they want to use hearing aids. It's up to them. If they don't want to use it, okay, that's their choice. And just to let you know, 90% of deaf, hard of hearing babies are from hearing parents. And for you parents that have deaf/hard of hearing babies, don't push them to don't put hearing aids on them. Don't put I highly suggest don't put hearing aids or cochlear implants on them. I highly suggest to learn American Sign Language, and please don't say, but I don't have the time. Well, I just don't say I just want them to be normal in the world. Well, there is a whole community out there. There's a whole deaf/hard of hearing community out there. They can be friends. If hearing people don't want to be friends with them, so be it. But don't say that, oh, I don't have the time to learn American Sign Language. No, it's your child is your child. You made your beautiful child. Make the time to learn American Sign Language. If you don't want to, and you're sticking with that you don't have the time, I just want them to be normal. They are normal. They just can't hear. If you don't agree with that, I say give your child up for adoption. It's that simple. But just don't sit there and just treat them like they're not normal. They are normal. And so yeah, my opinion is people don't mistreat. Okay, just because they can't, either that they can't hear, either that they're deaf, hard of hearing, that they can't see, or anything. If a person has something, they are normal. They deserve the care, the love, the respect that they deserve. If God gave them if God gave them hearing loss, okay, that makes them more beautiful. If God had them be blind, they are more beautiful. If your child has a learning disability or something, they are more beautiful. Just don't judge them. They are normal. They deserve the same care, love, respect that everybody deserves. So, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Click that notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. Comment below your thoughts of whether deaf/hard of hearing people can drive. I say they can. I've seen them. If you want to learn American Sign Language, the basics, take a class, take a college course, take ASL 1. If you want to take all the sign language classes at community college, do ASL 1 through 4. Even if you want to learn the culture, do deaf culture. I highly suggest you do. If you don't want to take college classes, there is YouTube channels on YouTube teaching ASL, American Sign Language. For example, all I can on the top of my head is Bill Vigers. I'll link his YouTube channel on down below. He is deaf. Great teacher. I actually learned some things from him. I will continue to learn from him. I believe another one is called ASL that, but all the YouTube channels I find teaching sign language, American Sign Language, I will link them down below. And please, I encourage you to learn American Sign Language. I encourage you to learn from deaf people. Trust me, there are ways to communicate with them. It's not that hard. So please, be patient with yourself and with them. Please be patient with everybody. So yeah, and after I'm done talking, after I say bye, you're going to see on your screen pictures of the comments that I read from the article that I said. Again, please be patient. Please be respectful to others that are deaf/hard of hearing, that are blind. Just be respectful and be patient with everybody, please. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, push that notification bell, just share this video. If you are American American Sign Language interpreter, please comment below or DM me through TikTok or Instagram if you want to make the closed captions on my videos. Please, I want these videos to be accessible to deaf and hard of hearing. I kind of don't like the sound of my own voice. So yeah, and I haven't found anything to make the closed captions. So yeah. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. just please help one another and all that. Just encourage yourself. Oh yeah, now I remember. There is a hearing and deaf couple that I do watch. Their channel is called Sign Duo. I'll link their YouTube channel down below. So check all the links that I have in the description. So yeah, have a nice day, night, morning, whatever time of day it is. Just have a great time for your life. Love you guys. Bye.